Hello and welcome. It is Maya Ojikwe here, and today we have the second episode of the MBM interviews. And if you watched the last one, the reason why we do this is because we want to hear our clients' journeys, not just from being with us and coaching through that, but even what they thought about fitness, lifestyle, nutrition, female health before that, so we can really learn the message that we want to put across to other women on a lifestyle change too. So we handpicked a couple people, and today we have our lovely Marcella. Say hello, Marcella.
Hi.
Yes. And what do we need to know about you? Where are you from? What is your story?
I'm clearly not from here, from the UK. I'm from Texas. Shout out to anybody who's watching from Texas. I'm from Houston. I was born in Houston. I got in the UK. I studied abroad. Met my husband all those years ago. 8 years ago? To cut a long story short, we got married and now I'm here permanently in the UK. And you know, but like fitness and everything in general, like I don't know, there's like kind of some controversy on if cheerleading is a sport. It's always been like a controversy. I will say it is because I used to flip and flop and jump and like lift girls in the air. So that's like basically my background, but I haven't done that in like ages. And then I used to dance and stuff like that. But in terms of little bits about me, that's pretty much it. Nothing too exciting.
Lovely. She's an adopted Brit, and for the record, cheerleading is definitely a sport. I watched the Dallas, Texas Cowboys. Oh
Hmm.
my God, the way those girls train.
Yeah.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. And you know, the main thing and the main purpose of this journey really has been learning about what women have learned on their journey, but where they was before. So I think one question I want to start off with really, Marcella, is what were your biggest beliefs or fears around fitness, nutrition, or lifestyle change before you were here?
So I think like fitness in general for me, that was always a bit scary. So I know I said like I used to do sport or so to speak, like that was ages ago, but it's very different than like actually stepping into a gym with weights. And that for me was is still really intimidating. So I just used to kind of avoid it. I would do like cardio because that's what I was comfortable with, like with cheer routines and stuff. Like my cardio has always been pretty good, but that was like really intimidating and something I still kind of struggle with now. I would say the cheerleading probably does help because I can at least put on a front when I walk in the gym and like you've given me a workout plan, so like I can kind of like navigate where I want to go in the gym, but I still deal with that.
Mhm.
But I think I've told you also like something for me, and I hate that I even think like this because it really doesn't matter, but like seeing like really fit toned people like working out in like the weight sections, like that is intimidating to me because like I just feel like since I didn't look like that, I didn't deserve to be in the same like I don't know, taking up space because someone else maybe was wanted it. And I guess for me, even as like a people pleaser, I'd be like, I don't know, I'm taking up space or something. So that would be like for fitness. For lifestyle, I would say there was always this, especially being in cheer, like reduce. Like it was always for me, like I've always struggled with my weight since I was younger, and I remember learning about body image, and this is why if Cal and I are ever, my husband and I are ever blessed to have children, I don't know if I'd put them in cheer. I haven't been in the environment long enough to know, but for me, something that I value is in growing up wasn't really appreciated as much as like it's very image orientated,
Yeah.
and that's not really something I'd want my children to be around because like since I was like 8, I remember because I started cheer when I was 6, but since I was 8, I always was a little bit different. I hate to bring like race into it as well, but I grew up in like the suburbs, so I was like one of the only Hispanic kids. And, yeah, so I had a bit different body build than like what the stereotypical cheerleader body. This was back then. I've not been in the industry. I can't really speak on how it is now. But like I remember always feeling different. So literally like every year since I was 8, I remember I'd be blowing out candles for my birthday, and I'd be every year I'd wish like, oh, I wish I was skinnier. I wish I was skinnier. I wish I was skinnier. And that is where my relationship with body image and diets and stuff kind of started. Looking like I said though to you, like I haven't been in the industry, so I can't comment on how it is now. It could be completely different now. But that's just like my experience and my lifestyle. So when it came to like diet, I thought I knew like I knew like all you had to do was just reduce the amount that you eat, reduce, and then like it would all be good. But that's really not.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not like sustainable clearly, because whatever I was doing from like I would say I started taking things into my own hands when I was probably like, and then obviously if something's not successful from 12 to like 18 going into adulthood, it's clearly not going to work. So yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You've hit the nail on the head there because I think, one thing we see in anything, if you did performing wise when you were younger, so like cheer or dance or ballet, there is a massive focus on, you know, body image and what your body looks like from such a young age, where men are usually judged more on how they can perform. Women are seen for what their bodies look like, so it makes total sense as well. And I think it's a massive thing when people have been in anything perform wise, they have to kind of unlearn it along the way. Okay, amazing. So I think one thing then, you've obviously had your experiences thus far, but was there anything that made you maybe feel disconnected or overwhelmed from the fitness or lifestyle industry? Because we know that social media is so big, we see so much now, and we probably grew up on all like the workout videos and everything. Was there anything there that kind of hit home for you?
Yes and no. I think social media has its pros and cons. So I think I've told you before, I would have actually never been in your program if it wasn't for social media, because I was like 2 weeks away from like deleting all my social media. And then like I had met you. But in terms of like the fitness industry, yeah, I would be lying if I said it didn't affect me. Okay, don't get offended when I say this. But also was really intimidated because like just in general, you are a fitness influencer and you have like a great healthy toned body, and I was like intimidated just for me, and it says everything about me. But like I was thinking like I don't even know, because I don't know if I want to do it because like you're so toned and you're so pretty, and I'm just a little bit intimidated. But in terms of like other people, I think I'm quite lucky because like the people I do follow, it like helps my algorithm. I like to follow people who are like sweet and bubbly and like relatable like you. And so a lot of that is what's kind of like on my feed. But every now and then, I will see things that kind of make me feel a little bit insecure. Like I remember I told you I'm quite short, I'm petite. So when I see, I think right now a trend is like people are putting their weight and their height,
Yeah,
and
seeing
like,
that.
and that for me makes me feel horrible, because I guess I'm still trying to unlearn this. There is an element, like I know you talk about BMI all the time and how it's not your favorite way to like gauge what's healthy and what isn't. But for me, I think when I see that, and like I am 5 foot, so when I see a girl who's like 5'7" and who weighs the same as me, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
like the comparisons, isn't it? And like you've said there, like I think everyone, we always look like to other people at any single time, and that's what social media is for. You'll see someone's body, someone's lifestyle, someone's diet, kind of like a comparison thing, was it?
Yeah, that I think that's a big factor for me. And I think also just being short in general makes me very, I don't know, self-conscious. I can't tell you why, but it just does.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like we always look at things that we don't have and want them more. I can relate to that. Mine was always like my hair. So when I used to come online and I used to see people with like lovely, long, black, straight hair, I used to be like, oh wow, like I wish that was mine. And then mine was super curly and it was uncontrollable at a certain point. And you've got to kind of learn to love things like your height and things like your hair because those are the things that you can't change, type of thing. So
That
yeah.
is crazy to me because that's like, I think that's one of my favorite things. If anything, I don't compare myself, but like I think like, oh, I need to get it together because Maya literally has like this hairstyle and that hairstyle. And it makes me feel so lazy.
See, this is just because if it's not in a protective style, I won't cope. It's like 3 days of work. It's too much, but amazing. So
That's true.
I know, obviously, you said we met through social media, and I remember having a conversation with you on Instagram. Was there a moment then, Marcella, really, that you realised that you needed help beyond doing it on your own? Because sometimes people have them and sometimes people don't. What was your experience?
Again, don't get offended when I say this. It wasn't until after I was in your program that I realized I probably needed more help than I thought I did. Truthfully, I am very, I know I always say I'm antisocial to you. I am shy. I don't come across shy, but I actually can be, like, if I don't feel comfortable or like know someone. I also think living in this country has also made me more like, not in a weird, like, not in a bad way, but like, I don't speak to strangers
Yeah.
as much as like in Texas, it's very like, even now, like when I go back home, it's very, you say hi to people that are walking by, you make a conversation with someone at a restaurant. And I remember flying back home and I was like thinking on the flight, like, I hope random people don't talk to me. Like, I just, yeah. So, to answer your question, that was kind of the reason why I was like thinking, well, I have nothing to lose. Like, you're super sweet. It's only for, like, I think you have some long term clients, but like you told me, that's why I initially was like, is there a way out of this if I don't like it? And you were like, I need, because that's how I felt. You were like, I need 6 months at least to do this the right. That's what you told me. I need 6 months to do it the right way. So I was like, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. Like, if anything, it can only help me. It can't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of that. So I thought, okay, your personality kind of won me over in like our conversations. I realized you were very like down to earth and you were very non-judgmental. And I think you had just gone Paris or whatever. You had been on like a trip, yeah. So like you were out of office or whatever, so to speak. So I was like creeping on your Instagram, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, she is so cute and like so sweet. I was like, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And so it wasn't until after I joined your program that I realized I need help. Because do you remember? I don't know if you remember this. Like first, it was the first week, and I had like an impromptu work event, and I had a couple too many glasses of wine, and I messaged you and I was like, Maya, I was like, I have gone over everything that we talked about. I had gone over, and then I was like, but I'll make it up over the weekend. I'll just like cut 400 or 500 calories off Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll be good. It'll be all good by Monday. I'll be like balanced. And you were like, whoa, no.
No, no, no. We're not
Yeah,
doing that.
you were like, no, we're not gonna do that. And then I didn't listen. That's been one of my big problems as well. I think I know what I'm doing, and I clearly don't. Some things I do, I think it's hard because, like, it's maybe an ego thing, maybe a pride thing, but I didn't listen. I should have listened, but I never did it again after that. So that's when I realized, like, I needed help.
Yeah, but you know what? It's those things. We only know what we know, right? And maybe all those other times, because I used to do things like that, Marcella, like I'd have maybe an extra bit of chocolate or I'd eat a little bit more than I expected to. And naturally, my first instinct, because it's instinctual, right? Like I'll just cut it down the next day. But I think one thing going through your journey, it's been honouring the fact that we don't actually need to do these things because we don't have to earn things back. It's food type of thing, which I love. Okay, so I know you've achieved so much since starting, and I could sit here for a long time and talk about the amazing things that you've done. And we've learned so much in the process of like why recovery is important, even understanding things like your cycles and regulation, which has been fab. But I think the one thing I wanted to ask you really, did you have any preconceptions on what coaching would be like?
Know what to expect. Like, I've never had an online coach. I've seen it a lot. And to be honest, again, don't get offended. I kind of thought it was like, not a scam, but I just thought, okay,
You know what's so funny, Marcel? You laugh. That's exactly what Renee said in the last one. She just hopped up and she said, I thought it was a scam.
hmm.
So carry on.
It was literally, which is why I think what you do is, because I would have never gone with an online coach if you didn't actually like reach out to me. I wouldn't have. Like, I'm sorry, I'm too prideful for one. Two, I don't trust people, and like with this AI world, I can't, like, I don't know what is, what isn't. So I thought it was a scam to start, and I thought, okay, well, you're this like cute girl who has like this amazing body. I'm never gonna look like you, so no offense. Like, what do you know? Like, not to be nasty.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was thinking like, but then you know what kind of, so that was my preconception. Thought it was a scam, but kind of what made me realize I couldn't do it on my own was because I also have PCOS, and like that was something that for me, I thought I could go with there are a lot of coaches, just generic coaches. And I know you do focus on like cultural meals, cultural food, but you also do like lifestyle. And like for PCOS, it is really, really hard to like, I think, not to go on a tangent, but I was kind of relieved to know when I had it because I genuinely thought something was wrong with me. I had never even heard of it until I was diagnosed with it. This was like years ago when I was in college, uni. And so, like, I have with, like, stalking your Instagram whenever you were in Paris, and I was like, okay, so she actually knows a lot about PCOS, so, like, this also could help me, and it has helped me. But that was kind of, like, my preconceived before I started with you was, like, okay, this is a scam. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I've seen it a lot. I have nothing to lose. But then a part of me thought, okay, after stalking your Instagram, like, actually talking with you, and realizing you were actually real. Because I think I told you once I wasn't even sure if it was you because you had like all these followers, and I'm thinking, what is someone that's cute and has all these followers doing messaging me? Because I'm so private. I only like have friends and family on my Instagram, and then I realized you were real, and I realized like you did far more than just coaching, just giving like a plan. It's so much more than that. If I've learned anything, it's that.
And you know what, Marcella, all those things that you've mentioned, this is only, I think, in the coaching industry is going to grow. Like, there's more AI, there's more people making plans that are customized, but they're not customized. And when people get in and have that experience, they're like, well, like, I didn't think this is what it is. But you've hit the nail on the head there. Sometimes you need to be able to have that trust and see things and see the value of stuff and know that it isn't just a training plan and then you just maybe message them once a month or something. That's not coaching. I love that though.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I've been watching you grow over these past couple of months, and you'd already started your journey a little bit before that, which we know, and you made amazing progress and you furthered it here. But tell me, what was maybe the hardest belief or something that you had to unlearn along the way? Is there anything that really stands out that you've had to kind of drop leading into this lifestyle change now?
Yes. I think mentality is one thing. Like, I think I've told you plenty of times, but like, I always used to be this person that thinks like, you have to earn, like, for me, I have to earn if I'm not moving X amount, then I shouldn't be consuming X amount. Like, that was also going back to my height. I hate that I keep referencing this. But like, also, I think because I'm shorter, I thought, well, because I'm a smaller person, I don't need to consume as much as so, and maybe that's true. I don't know. I'm not qualified to say. Maybe that's true, but it doesn't mean I don't deserve the bare minimum. And also, something that you told me along the way is like I kept comparing myself to my like 18-year-old body because I was the same height, sadly, as 13, 14, 15. Like I've always been this height. I think also like my bad habits that I learned when I was like a teenager, taking things into my own hands, did stop my growth a little bit because like obviously you're a growing age then. But I kept comparing myself to that. And even you finally told me one day, you were like, your body's completely different now. You're an adult. Like you're a grown woman. Like I'm 31 years old. Like I shouldn't be comparing myself to when I was 15. Like I'm a completely different person now. My activity levels are different. I think also I noticed because I've told you also I've done this before. Like I've lost a lot of weight when I was in my 20s, but I was a uni student. So it's my lifestyle is completely different now. Like literally I went to uni for 2 hours a day and then my time was my time, so I would sleep in, go to the gym. It wasn't like my life now where I'm basically behind a desk for 7 hours a day. So like for me, like I kept comparing myself because in my mind I thought since I'm the same height I need to go back to like that weight, so I had to
Yeah.
unlearn that. And then something that you and I discussed is I have got to give myself a break sometimes. Like there is no success in running myself into the ground.
Yes.
Like yeah,
Burnout isn't sexy. That's what I like to say.
I
But
know,
you
and
know
you've told me
what?
that many times.
But that's the thing. I think when it's funny because sometimes people expect, in my opinion, for like a coach to come in and always be pushing you to do more. But in this process, it's being, this is the time that we have to kind of do less. And so many women don't even consider that. They're always thinking about the next new thing that they need to do, the next new food that they need to eat, the next new skincare product, whatever. And the one thing that's been beautiful about your journey, Marcel, is that you've honoured that rest a lot better now. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, because you in the beginning you were just like sometimes less is more. I remember you told me that because I was like doing the most. I don't know doing all sorts. I would think at one point I was burning like because I used to do this in my 20s. I was burning like 800 calories a week or whatever, just doing like straight up cardio on top of everything else you were giving me. And then I was doing more and not telling you because I thought that's what I needed to do. And you were just like, okay, like, let's take a step back, take a deep breath. And also, I shouldn't say this because it is what it is. Like, I'm getting older. So, like, I get sore,
Mm-hmm.
like, a lot easier than I did back in my 20s. And so, like, you would say, like, okay, we need to take a rest day. And I remember I had to ask you, like, what is a rest day? It's like,
What is it? Rest?
I
I
was
haven't
like,
heard that name in years.
Yeah, I was like, what does a rest day actually look like? I don't know how you take me seriously. I really don't.
No, but this is the thing. It's a very common thing we say. And I think, and you can agree or disagree, when PCOS comes into the equation with that as well, there is a lot around burnout and stress levels that a lot of women see online that they don't really consider because we know that cortisol is usually the thing that can worsen symptoms, make periods disappear, get amenorrhea. But on the PCOS front, they're always pushed to do more and more and more because it's harder and harder to see weight loss results. But the funny
Yeah.
thing is that you can take somebody who's already doing all these things, lessen down the activity, increase the foods, and they'll actually get better results because they're recovering better. And I think it's such a weird phenomenon. I think there was points where you're like, "Are you sure, Maya? Like, are you sure we can do this?"
Yeah, I was very, I don't know what it is about me. I feel like I've been questioning you, so I apologize. Every single step of this way, I just like, I'm like, why? I literally remember telling you that, like, why? And you were like,
Why no? I don't
why?
know why.
You were just like, don't look at me like that. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
but
What
you're
we
right.
can say is, I've told Marcella that eventually we'll start to wean tracking off, and she just looked at me like,
But I listened, and you're right. That's a common theme I keep telling you. You are right. I noticed when, and like now I take 3 full rest days, and like I have noticed actually like better results.
Mhm,
And I hate even, yeah, better results. Like I notice, because also for me, anyways, like when I'm going to the gym and I still haven't recovered from the day before, it kind of like impacts your next day. And also, it just, I don't know, it trickles into everything. Like, it trickles into being extremely fatigued. For me, like, this is another thing I didn't realize I needed help with. When I joined with you, all I wanted to do was lose weight. But we also realized early on, like, I need to get a nighttime routine. I need to actually, like, sleep is important. All the recovery that I wasn't doing, I was doing everything else fine, workout wise. It was just everything else that goes into it that I wasn't, like, taking a break, taking rest days. So yeah, basically just listen to Maya.
no, but it's because we don't learn it until we do it. I like to say like a result is at the top of the staircase and there's loads of steps going up before you get there. And yeah, like it was the sleep, it was the rest, it was the recovery, it was the hydration. And I think that's where, a lot of people think, well, if I just see weight loss, that's a good thing. But sometimes when we're looking at trying to be in the most healthy and sustainable pattern, it's that and everything else, right? All the other things are going to make the biggest difference. So has there been, anything that's really shifted mentally or like emotionally for you on this journey, Marcella?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it before, but like everything's connected. Like I've learned this like when I've done other things aside from like fitness, but like everything is connected. So like if you have poor sleep or if you're overworking yourself, that leads to poor sleep. If you're dehydrated and you have poor sleep, you just like for me, I'm just constantly stressed, and that was another thing we needed to work on, like stress. And it's like literally, it's all connected. I don't know. Like you say, there's no reward for like overworking yourself. And not to go on like a tangent or anything, but I think I told you this in my last check-in. I've kind of like on this for me, there isn't like an end goal anymore. Like I started this. I think the reason why I'm sticking to it this time is because the reason why I joined is different than any other time. Like, of course I want to look good. Of course I want to feel my best, but also like I had a health scare. My family, my dad had a health scare, and that was for me like the last straw. That was like, right, I need to like this is nothing is more important than your health. Truly, nothing is, because without that, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's like I think why I kept it. Sorry, there's a loud car outside. For me, that's why I did it this time, and that's why I'm taking it so seriously. And yeah, everything is so connected. Like I can't preach that enough to people. And even like when I hear people like I was at my in-laws, and there was someone who mentioned like, oh, I want to lose like stomach fat, and I was thinking, and I told her, and this is how you know I've been in your program too long. I was like, there's fat on your stomach literally to protect your organs. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like now, even, or even like, my colleague won't mind me saying this because we're really close, but she was like, yeah, I'm cutting my calories to like 1100 calories, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
Hmm. Why?
okay, so I'm really close to her. So, like, she's someone who, again, won't mind me saying this, but she won't mind me telling her, like, I don't know if that's the best idea for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We've all been there though. We've all been there. And I think there's times like I've definitely like I've had coaches in the past as well, and I've maybe gone with the instinct of like, well, if I'm losing weight on this and I go lower, I'll lose it faster. So why don't I just go lower to lose it faster? But women, we're such complex creatures, and the way our body adapts to things, sometimes it's about knowing that it feels quicker to do it faster, but it's actually going to take you longer to get where you want to get to because you'll revert back.
Yeah.
And if you play the long game, it'll feel longer, but it will last longer as well. And that's the hardest part about transformations and lifestyle changes in general. If a woman is listening to your story, then Marcella, and maybe she feels the way you felt, maybe when you were younger, where you are now, like scared or overwhelmed about certain things, or that they've maybe failed too many times at making a lifestyle change. What would you say to her?
I mean, I've been there, but I would say, like, one, you haven't failed. You haven't failed. Just because you've tried something and it didn't work out, that doesn't mean you failed. And also, even if you did, so what? Like, just pick back up. And that's what I've had to tell myself. I've had so many, like, my weight's gone, like, because of, like, the unhealthy patterns that I've had in the past. And it is what it is. It's the past. So I would just say, like, don't be it's so hard because like I've been there, so like I can tell someone like don't be intimidated, like you have nothing, there's nothing to be ashamed of, but like I feel almost like a hypocrite because like I'm so hard on myself. So like I don't know, but genuinely if I was speaking to another woman who was like, well, I've tried this and it didn't really work out, I would literally say, so what? Just like it's okay, like don't worry, like literally there's no end goal. Like I keep saying this to you, but like there is no end goal. Literally it's just like different phases of your life. And so like yes, I have things that I want to hit, but at the same time like it's there is an end goal, the end of like my life. I know that sounds quite deep, but that is the end. But like on the way there, like I don't know, I have things I want to take, but I don't know, I can't really say more than that. Like I would say don't be so hard on yourself and give yourself grace as well.
Yeah, it's like learning compassion, like
Yeah,
knowing.
I think for women, we are so. Maybe I shouldn't generalize. I am very hard on myself, and I have such, not an ego, but like, I think pride. And so, like, even asking for help is kind of hard sometimes. Like, I don't know anything about fitness and nutrition, especially when I met you. I don't know, but even I thought, like, what does she know? Like, I knew you were qualified, but like, I was thinking, well, I've lost X amount of weight so far by myself. Like, seriously, like, I could probably just keep going like this. But I don't know. I would say, yeah, just speaking for myself, it's okay to like fail. It's okay to ask for help. And even if you have failed, so to speak, that doesn't matter.
I love that. It's almost giving yourself unlimited opportunities to try
Hmm.
again because you never know what's on the other side of it, and you
Yeah,
never know where you're going to get to.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Marcella. Honestly, she's still on a journey, still working through things, but seeing, and I just have to say, the transition of her mindset has been one of the most amazing things for me as a coach because, like she said, when you start off, you're just like, oh, yeah, it's just like training or whatever. But as we've gone through it, she is giving herself so much more grace now, and the results are there to match as well. And genuinely, I cannot wait to see where you are into 2026 as well. So, is there anything else that you want to say before we hop off?
Thanks for having me. And if anyone is listening, like, seriously, I just want to say, like, women are incredible. So, whoever's listening, like, don't be so hard on yourself. And yeah, happy Christmas, everybody.
Lovely, amazing. Well, if you like this episode, please comment, please like. We will be coming up with another episode. We've had Renee and Marcella so far. And if you've got any questions or anything you want to know more, please leave a little message for me. Thanks, guys. Bye. There we go.